Hello and welcome. I'm Jon Garlick, and I'm here with Chief Deputy Lynde Meeder, and this is Calhoun County's Most Wanted. Lynde, it's good to have you on the show again.
I know, it's been a while.
It's been a long time.
It has.
You've had a good summer.
I have.
Well, and you guys had a great week last week. Let's take a look at the count.
Yes, let's see, we had 3 additional arrests for the week, so which makes our total count up to 5,081.
All the people calling in and helping out with Calhoun County to bring justice to all of our victims, if we will. And
Yes.
so summer is over, isn't it?
Summer is over officially today, and Calhoun County schools started back. All the kiddos were going on the bus, or parents in the drop-off line, so it was an exciting morning.
It is. All the parents are going, oh, thank goodness.
Probably.
So that means that drivers need to be cautious, right?
Right, you know, just take a little extra time, be careful. Schools are back, buses are on the roads, kids are waiting for the school buses, kids are, especially on the car rider lines, kids are getting out. It's new for some of them, they don't know the routine yet, and so just be aware of your surroundings.
Traffic is always backed up on Highway 9 during this time of the year.
Traffic is always backed up around the school areas, and you know, for the people familiar with the schools, they know that the situations, just be patient. There may be some kinks, especially first week of school.
Always is.
So be patient. If there's issues, just talk to the school staff or the SROs, and that way we try to work through it.
Be alert and be attentive. So you guys be alert and be attentive for us. We're going to take a break for the first half of the lineup, and we'll see you back here in a minute with a really cool guest here on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. Welcome to this week's edition of Calhoun County's Most Wanted. The lineup this week brought to you by A1 Freedom Bail Bonding, located at 32 4 Mile Church Road in Anniston. Their phone number, 256-236-7888. First up in the first half of our lineup, Cameron Smith. Mr. Smith, last known to be living in Fayette. He's wanted for a probation violation on theft of property first. And this is Dante Dyson. Mr. Dyson, last known to be living in Anniston. He's wanted for probation violation on assault second. And take a look at Wesley Tidwell. Mr. Tidwell, last known to be living in Center. He's wanted for a probation violation on possession of a controlled substance and possession of marijuana second. And this is Devin Lee. Mr. Lee, last known to be living in Bessemer. He's wanted for failure to appear on burglary third. Take a look at Eric Smith. Mr. Smith, last known to be living in Anniston. He's wanted for failure to appear on sexual abuse and sodomy first. And meet John Matcham. Mr. Matcham, last known to be living in Anniston. He's wanted for probation violation on escape first. This is Chad Field. Mr. Field, last known to be living in Heflin. He's wanted for probation violation on receiving stolen property first and possession of a controlled substance. And have a look at Monica Myree. Miss Myree, last known to be living in Anniston. She's wanted for probation violation on possession of a controlled substance. And that's it for the first half of our lineup. Stay tuned for the second half later in the show. Welcome back. We hope you saw somebody in that half of the lineup where you know where they might be. And if you do, call the sheriff's office. Ask for Lynde. You call, they haul. We're here with Jessie Rowan of the county extension, more like the regional extension, the Alabama extension.
Yes.
So how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well. Thanks for being here. Now you come all the way to us from Selma, right? Grew up
Yes.
in Selma. That's
Yes.
nice. And you're adding to your family, so your family's extending.
Yes, I'm expecting a child in October.
That's awesome. Lynde's had a couple of those. Well,
I've had one. I wouldn't say a couple. I've had one.
who's now 16 and almost
Yes.
fully grown.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Still maintaining my baby fat. So.
Oh my goodness. So why don't you tell us a little bit of what do extension agents do?
Okay, so I'm going to try to put it as simple as possible. Extension agents, we serve as an extension of Auburn University and Alabama A&M University. And so we are kind of the middleman between the research done at those universities and the general public. So we take the research done, lessons learned, things like that, and kind of convey that into programs for the public to help them, whether it's food safety, whether it's related to farming, financial literacy, veterans programs. We just kind of take all that research from the university and spread it out to the general public and, all different types of clients in Alabama.
Well, it used to be when I thought of county extension agents, I thought about farming, right? I didn't realize you went off into all those other. Now, I knew you've got the community gardens up here, right? Do you like to garden?
I do, but I'm not good at it. I wouldn't trust me with anything.
You don't have a green thumb?
No.
But you're out there in the country. You have like,
You would think I would be good at it. Not.
maybe you need a county extension agent to
I
help
do.
you.
I need some
I was gonna say,
research.
Extension could definitely help you. We have master gardeners. The Calhoun County Master's Gardener Program is huge. They really have a good group of people in this county that maintain those gardens that you're talking about. And while we still do a lot with farming, so my title specifically as an extension agent, I work with farm and agribusiness management. So I kind of, I talk about the business side of farming with farmers, kind of the marketing, budgeting, economics of it. But we cover gardening, of course 4-H, nutrition programs, a lot of nutrition programs in this county actually, as well as urban agriculture.
Okay.
So if somebody's young and interested in starting or enhancing the old family farm, they would call you.
Yes.
And what would your advice be to somebody who says, wow, I've always wanted to be a farmer, like the old Green Acres program. Always wanted to be a farmer. I want to buy some acres, and so what would be the optimum size for a family farm?
Well, that's actually calls like that I get weekly, if not every other day, about people who just bought 10 acres or inherited some family land. I usually encourage people to start small and start out with a really good business plan, because to get any kind of loan, to get any kind of government program or any kind of assistance, you have to have a business plan. And I also tell people that in order to be profitable, you have to have a plan. If you can't plan for the profits, then you're not just going to stumble upon them.
So you'll help them do that, though.
Yes.
So what's the big crop, the most profitable crop for somebody who just wants to start out small? What, soybeans, what?
Well, I was going to say, that's a little bit of a loaded question. We do get a lot of calls saying, what's the most profitable thing to grow? It really varies by person and what resources you have. If you've got hundreds and hundreds of acres, you could be profitable with a row crop operation. If you've got 5 acres or 2 acres, you may be profitable with a strawberry operation.
I see.
Strawberries, of course, they can be profitable. They require a lot of money up front. But it's a little bit of a loaded question. It varies person to person, and usually have to talk to them and see what kind of resources, what kind of time they have to help them narrow down what might be a profitable venture for them.
Not just as easy as tilling the soil over and planting things.
No,
Well,
there's no one answer. If so, everybody would be growing that.
Now, Lynde, the laws have changed with regard to growing marijuana, right? We have legalized some of that, and don't we have some licenses for farmers?
We do have a couple, and I'm not going to name any locations or anything, but yes, we do have a couple that are legal.
I guess that would be a problem if people knew where the legal farms were. They might raid them.
Exactly.
Huh. You don't get that very often. People
No.
stealing strawberries, do you? Does that? No.
No.
But stealing marijuana, wow. But that requires a specific license, doesn't it, Lynde? They
Yes.
only have a few
Yes,
vendors.
it's not as easy as just calling the extension
Do
office.
you get those calls, though, and say,
Yeah.
hey, I want to grow some marijuana in my backyard. How can you help me do that?
We do. I usually refer those out. We have someone who is more of a hemp specialist and deals with those licenses.
Lynde
more
has
than
some
me.
of those, too. You can refer them to Lynde.
Okay.
Well, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back here with the second half of the lineup and our guest from the county extension here on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. And welcome to the second half of our lineup. First up this half, Patorlo Rodriguez. Mr. Rodriguez, last known to be living in Oxford. He's wanted on a failure to appear for stalking second. And meet Casey Campbell. Mr. Campbell, last known to be living in Anniston. He's wanted for failure to appear on burglary third. Take a look at Tobias Story. Mr. Story, last known to be living in Anniston. He's wanted on probation revocation for obstruction of justice by using a false ID. And this is Lachey Hall. Miss Hall, last known to be living in Heflin. She's wanted on a probation violation for unlawful distribution of a controlled substance. And meet Kyle Nix. Mr. Nix, last known to be living in Weaver. He's wanted on a probation revocation for burglary second. And that's it for our lineup this week. If you have any information on these cases, and we hope you do, call Crime Stoppers. That number, 1-833-251-7867. Welcome back. We hope you saw somebody in that half of the lineup. You might know where they are, and if you do, call Chief Lynde Meeder to Sheriff's Office 236-6600, and she'll find them a new place to sleep. We're here with the extension agent from the extension office, Jessie Rowan. Jessie, so the extension office here in Calhoun County has a lot of programs coming up.
Yes.
So tell us what we can expect in the next few weeks.
Okay, so we've got a Serve Safe class coming up, which is really, that is just a food safety course that's required by, it's required at any place that serves food, like restaurants or
You know,
catering
and that's
services.
important. We went to the grocery store last week or two and bought some hamburger, some of that corn-fed stuff that comes, and it had a nice expiration date on it. We froze it, and then a couple of days later pulled it out to eat it, and it was rank. It smelled bad. And so we brought it back and got a refund. But food safety, I think some of the trucks got delayed on the highway, and maybe their temperature in the reefer truck wasn't right. And,
Yes.
So, yeah.
I was going to say, there's so many small components to that that are so important. But that class is coming up on August 9th and 10th.
And where would that be?
It's going to be located in Calhoun County. I believe it may be at the office, but we would need to contact Danny Reams.
Danny Reams at the
or just-
extension office.
Yes.
So
You
what-
could just call the Calhoun County Extension Office, and we can give you more details.
And what's that phone number?
It is.
That number there. You can also go to the website too. Calhoun County, is it calhouncountry.org?
It's actually aces.edu.
Oh my goodness, aces.edu.
Alabama Cooperative Extension System.
Ah, okay. So
I think
go
we've got
there.
a couple of people that are maybe signed up from the jail that works in the kitchen over the kitchen operation going to that class.
Oh, really? Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, they really help a wide variety of people and organizations with that class. It's just
Right.
really needed across the board.
So what else is going on?
We've also there's a professional development training occurring at Chehaw Regional Head Start and Child Development Center on August 10th. And that's, again, something, if you'll contact our office, we'll give you more details on it.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yes.
And then you have the regular 4-H club meetings.
Yes, those are occurring. So I think school started either end of last week or this week, depending on where you're at.
Where you're at. I know Calhoun County, the county school started today, and so municipal schools are starting a little bit different times. I don't know exactly on each one of those. I know in Cleveland County they started last week, so it's
my goodness.
depending on where you're at.
Yeah, it's all over the place, but they're gearing up and they're getting ready to get into classrooms and start those 4-H programs with the 3rd and 4th graders.
So tell us a little bit about 4-H real quickly. Like what is 4-H? What can a kid expect? Why would they join 4-H?
Okay, so 4-H is a lot. I'm probably even going to forget some things, but it introduces you to a lot of aspects of agriculture as well as just things that help you in your daily living. It helps you. You can learn about animals. Sometimes they have rabbit projects or chicken projects where you get to raise an animal.
Raise a chicken.
Yes. They have 4-H summer camp. That was a couple weeks ago. That's something that you can sign up for that I've heard is a blast from the 4-H agents that attend and the children. And you can learn about any different, I say animal within agriculture. Like sometimes they'll have lessons on cattle and different produce. Gardening. I know they talk about gardening a good bit.
Well, you know,
And they do
Anniston-
archery and
Yes.
shooting competitions.
Oh, wow.
And
Oh,
so
Archery
it's-
too? That's pretty cool.
I know.
I've heard great things about the shooting competition.
That's what I know that it's been a couple of months ago that a group from the 4-H that came because they were going to be competing, I think, nationally.
Oh, yes, they did. And also in Calhoun County, they go kayaking occasionally.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yes, that would be really fun for a kid and myself.
Right.
So if a parent wants their child to sign up for 4-H, they just contact the extension office? Is that how that
Yes.
goes?
Yes, probably in the next couple weeks is going to be when they're allowing people to sign up, when it would be best to contact us and make sure your child can get enrolled in it.
Well, that's cool. 4-H is a cool thing. So nutrition, home health, budgeting, 4-H, gardening. Now, You know, Anniston just passed an ordinance where you can have chickens in your backyard.
I saw that.
Did you see that? So people who've never had chickens might need to contact the extension office, maybe talk to you about, well, if I want to get 2 chickens and put them in my backyard in Anniston, what do I need to know about that?
Yes. We definitely would be the first point of contact for how to raise them, you know, even how to process them, anything like that.
How to process them. That's a kind word for wringing their necks and turning them
That
into
would make
chicken
me
breasts,
into a
is that-
vegetarian, is all I can tell you.
Yes. Well, they could just be pet chickens as well.
Right.
You could just get the eggs, right?
Yes, that's true.
But I imagine there's a little bit of a science and an art to getting a chicken to lay an egg in the right place where you can
Yes.
find it, right?
I was going to say, we've got animal science agents that could tell you all the specifics of how to store the eggs, how to increase production of eggs, anything. Even if you wanted to breed the chickens, they could tell you any kind of information needed for backyard management.
So a wealth of information at the county extension.
Yes.
So make sure we contact the county extension. Go to the website. What was the website again?
ACES.edu.
ACES.edu has all the information you need to know about the county extension, 4-H, and all their wonderful programs. And we're going to be right back with more of this program. We have the Crime Stoppers portion coming up and the Crazy Criminal. So stay with us here on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. And welcome to the Crime Stoppers portion of our show, where we ask you to help us with the following cases. Sometime between July 7th and July 24th, a steel chainsaw, a come-along hoist, and various hand tools were stolen from this residence on Charlie Penny Road in Piedmont. And sometime between July 15th and July 18th, 15 Ironman tires were stolen from this residence on Golden Valley Road in Ohatchee. And on May 13th, 2 black males entered a Grub Mart on Highway 431 in Alexandria. They took a large amount of cash from the office. Please help identify these subjects that you see below. And that's it for your Crime Stoppers caseload this week. If you have any information on these cases, call Crime Stoppers. That number, 1-833-251-7867.
Stupid! You're so stupid!
Lynde, it's Crazy Criminal time.
It is. Well, Johnny, you may be familiar with this one. I think this is a guy from your home state.
Oh, in Connecticut, really?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
All right.
Well, let's see. I guess being prepared, you got to be prepared for everything. So committing crimes, you want to be prepared as well.
We think
and
about that in Connecticut, being prepared.
Yes,
Yeah.
and so not only he had a well thought out plan, but he called ahead to the bank to let them know, hey, I'm on my way to rob your bank, and so got them prepared as well. And so they had law enforcement waiting. So
No doubt.
him and his partner come in and go inside the bank, and not only attempts to rob the bank, but says, I'm the guy that called a little bit ago to say I'm going to come in and rob the bank. Here I am. So nevertheless, he got arrested and got arrested for robbery and serving a little prepared time for him to think about things throughout.
That's pretty interesting. It would be bad for the bank if they didn't call law enforcement.
Yeah, you would think too, if you didn't call and go like, well, this crazy person just called and said they were coming to rob the bank, and hang up the phone and you didn't follow through.
What would dispatch do? Sheriff's office, how can I help? Well, this guy
I would
just
imagine
called.
that would be a teller that didn't have a job.
Oh my goodness.
So
Well,
it made it all easy.
made it too easy, way too easy. It's interesting. What bank was that in Connecticut?
I'm not sure.
I hope it wasn't one I had money in. Oh my goodness. Well, we have just a little bit of time left, and so we remind everybody that school buses are out.
School buses are out, so just be aware. You got morning times, afternoon times, and also too, if you're behind a school bus, don't follow too close to the school bus. When the school bus puts out the stop sign, make sure you don't know which side the kids are getting off on. It's illegal to go around the school bus, and trust me, you will be contacted by law enforcement if you do.
Illegal and dangerous to go around
Yes,
a school
absolutely.
bus. I used to drive a school bus many years ago, and I had somebody run my signs. It's Panic City.
I know sometimes it may be frustrating when you're in a rush to get somewhere else, but think of the bigger picture of the safety of the children.
Yes. Always be safe, be attentive. School year's started, and be attentive for us next week. And we hope to see you again here next week, but not in the lineup on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.